So you want to learn Swift programming? Well, you reached the right video. Let me explain. This video is brought to you by DigiLink Academy, your #1 source to learning programming fast and get to that six-figure freelance salary you desire. Our courses include our SQL Project course, our Freelance Kickstarter, our Python course, and our interview programming course, and much more. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the link below to get to our free 7-step freelance guide so that we can help take your career to the next level. I'll see you guys in the course. All right, guys, let's jump right into the problem most of you guys are having. Is Swift programming worth it? And the answer to that, the quick answer is yes. And the reason why it's yes, because Swift is a popular language. Apple actually leverages it for its primary language. And so you're gonna be good there. But there are gonna be reasons why it's not worth it. And I wanna cover the pros and cons and the options, and you're gonna determine if it's right for you. So before I get started, guys, share your experience below as far as just why did you pick Swift programming, or why did you not choose Swift programming? That way I can kind of know what your answers are before we get into the details and after, to see if we can give perspective there. So go ahead and share your experience below as far as just why you chose Swift programming or why not. So let's jump right into it, guys. Swift programming language is a solid programming language. Apple uses it. It's relatively new. I think it's been around since 2014, about 8 years or so. And I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So that's the first thing there. Second thing, guys, it's relatively easy to learn compared to other programming language. There's far worse, and there's some that are a little bit better. I would say Swift is kind of like the middle of the road, so it's worth learning from that aspect as well. And also the job market. You have to understand, guys, one component of learning how to code, if you're doing this professionally, you got to be able to get a job. I like the local job market as my primary option. Once you get experience, you can start experimenting with remote jobs, only because as a noob, we want to give you the best opportunity to get a job. And if all else is even in an employer's mind, I got 2 candidates, one local and one 3,000 miles away. Programming knowledge is similar, bring the same value to the table. More than likely, they're gonna choose that remote developer, or that local developer if all else is good. That's why I tell you guys to start with the local job market first and go. So let's get back to Swift, guys. I made a couple of notes here just to kind of make sure I hit everything. First of all, guys, a lot of you guys just fail because you're spread way too thin. This is probably why you're watching this video now. You don't know what to do. You don't know your next steps. You don't know, hey Rod, what's going on there? Help me out. First of all, I can tell you guys, you're probably not doing any project-based learning. You're just probably doing tutorials online with no rhyme or reason on what's your end goal. Do you want to get a job? Just learning, which is good at the beginning when you learn your syntax and fundamentals, but you want to get into that project-based learning as quickly as possible for training purposes, and then you want to start gearing for a business that has specific problems, and then you kind of learn that way, guys. Again, a lot of you guys are learning too much too fast. Again, we need focused learning and we need a plan. So those are the primary reasons why most of you guys fail, and we need to change that, guys. We definitely need to change that. One thing I suggest you guys to do is, I got a 7-step guide. Links are below to that. It really starts to put you in that framework and that mindset of that project-based learning, getting ready to get started in Swift, and also gearing yourself up to get a job and setting things up that way. Really going to help you guys out as well. So links are below for that. And in addition to that free 7-step guide, I got premium courses for you guys. Got a lot of goodies down there. And also you can join our community so that you can support the channel and all that good stuff like that, guys. So links to all that below. So check that out. So getting back into the details, guys. Some of the reasons why you should use or leverage, or is Swift programming actually worth it? First of all, you got millions of apps written in Swift. You go to the Apple Store, most, if not all of those applications now, especially the newer ones, are wrote in Swift. Companies always need development in that application, mobile development for your phones, iOS, all that stuff. Very, very much in demand, guys. Number 2, it's backed by Apple. Apple's one of the largest, if not the largest company out there. They're not going anywhere no time soon. Got that on your side as well. Job demand, it's solid as far as just, it's a lot of jobs, don't get me wrong. You'll have more jobs as if you start to get into the other languages, Java, C, C#, all those, but it's still a lot, you know, especially in the larger cities, for consulting companies, all that good stuff. Really good job market, lots of jobs there. Percentage of market as far as just the popularity, that's where it counts to get a little low, but it's still solid though, guys. And this is relative to other languages. It's not like it's dying or anything, it's just not as popular as other languages, so keep that in mind, but it's still solid. What makes it unique is, hey, it's used by Apple. Apple, we all know, once you start to get into that Apple world, iOS, you're not gonna have any competition when it comes to programming. That whole ecosystem of Apple, you're there. So that's another unique use case and differential. Well, comparing it to the old legacy Objective-C, a lot of you guys are trying to figure that out. Well, by now it should be mostly C#, not C#, but Swift is going to be the primary language. So unless you're working with a legacy old application that's not in the App Store or something like that, some apps may still leverage Objective-C in some ways or another, but it's 2 times faster than Objective-C, guys, and you got to understand that as well. Let's talk about some of the cons. Mostly the cons of it is it's just not as much content as other programming languages out there. Only because Apples tend to hone some of that compared to other open source languages. It is open source, by the way. But, you know, as far as just not having the YouTube videos, the content for every single aspect, like you have other applications like Python, Java, C#, you got all millions of options when it comes to content. It's not as much when it comes to Swift, so understand that as well. As far as just the past, is relatively new. 8 years is not a long time for a programming language, but again, it's backed by Apple, so just like Objective-C, Swift, solid there. As far as just the future, as long as Apple's alive, I think Swift is gonna have a seat at the table, guys, so I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. So at the end of the day, guys, what's the takeaway? Is it worth it? Yes. Just make sure, you know, in your local area, you're able to get jobs in it, you know, and put you in a position to win on that front. Start doing your code reviews, guys. Start reviewing open source application when it comes to Swift, so that you can learn it faster. Really put you in a position to win. And again, do my project-based learning. That's gonna help you guys out. We cover project-based learning in my free 7-step guide. Again, links below to that. Go ahead and get started, guys. You made the first step into really taking your career, your path to software development to the next level. And I'll see you guys in the next video.